Russian forces continue pushing forward, sending in waves of infantry and armored vehicles. But Ukrainian defenders are striking back with precision drone strikes, artillery fire, and coordinated ambushes. Key supply routes, enemy convoys, and fortified positions have all come under attack, weakening Russia's ability to sustain its offensives. Meanwhile, FPV drones and long-range strikes are making sure no escaping troops or reinforcements go unnoticed. Let's break down what happened on the front lines. March 16, 2025. A Russian convoy is attempting to break through Ukrainian defensive lines near Toretsk. A reconnaissance drone from the 28th Mechanized Brigade detects the movement and immediately coordinates a response. One of the armored vehicles attempted to use thick smoke as cover, hoping to evade detection. Within moments, a precision strike followed, ensuring there was no escape. As Ukrainian forces move to eliminate the advancing tanks, two of them attempt to retreat, but they are struck and destroyed before they can escape. Meanwhile, a drone is deployed to take out Russian communication antennas. A Russian Mavic drone attempts to intercept and shoot it down, but fails. The mission is a success. As the battle unfolds, Russian soldiers flee the area, seeking cover in trenches and nearby forests, but they are quickly detected and systematically eliminated. March 1st, 2025. An infantry group of the 225th Separate Assault Regiment, under the command of Hetman Ivan Volodymyrovich, call sign Shilyak, was clearing a building in the Pokrovsk direction when they encountered a basement full of occupiers. Ukrainian soldiers discovered filled beehives in the area. The soldiers used up all their grenades, but the enemy continued to resist. After some time, 2 beehives with Ukrainian combat bees were dropped into the basement with the Russians. The occupiers were eliminated. March 1st, 2025. In the Kharkiv region, Russian bunkers and abandoned buildings used as transit points were systematically destroyed. The operation primarily relied on kamikaze drones and thermite systems, both chosen for their precision and destructive capability. Thermite was particularly effective in demolishing structures used as passage shelters, as it burns at extremely high temperatures, melting through metal and weakening concrete foundations. By ensuring these buildings were completely unusable, Ukrainian forces eliminated key enemy hiding spots and forced Russian troops into open terrain. Once exposed, they became easy targets for follow-up drone and artillery strikes, further crippling enemy movements in the region. March 8th to 9th, 2025. You are now witnessing the battle against the attacks on the 3rd Assault Brigade in the same region. During this engagement, Ukrainian forces destroyed 1 tank, 2 infantry fighting vehicles, 1 truck, 1 Nona self-propelled artillery system, 2 anti-drone antennae, and multiple enemy infantry units. The Nona artillery system was targeted first to eliminate indirect fire support. Anti-drone antennae were taken out to weaken Russian electronic defenses, making further UAV operations more effective. With armored support gone and communication disrupted, Russian infantry was left vulnerable. March 15, 2025, Donetsk region. A Russian soldier advancing in open terrain was detected. The FPV drone operator first exhausted the enemy, limiting his movement, and then directly struck the target, eliminating him. A reconnaissance drone later confirmed the hit. The invader was neutralized. Two more Russian soldiers emerging from the forest line were spotted. The FPV drone locked onto one of them and successfully took him out. Another enemy eliminated. While patrolling enemy supply routes, a Russian truck was identified. An FPV drone quickly tracked the vehicle and crashed directly into it. A reconnaissance drone was deployed, confirming the vehicle was completely burned out. Target destroyed. A group of Russian infantry advancing through the tree line was also detected. An FPV drone was directed to their last known location and struck the target with precision. As a result of the attack, one invader was severely wounded and lost a limb. March 17, 2025, Kharkiv region. An armored personnel carrier, APC, belonging to Russian forces was detected at the edge of the forest. FPV drones were dispatched to the location, successfully striking and destroying the vehicle. March 18, 2025. Ukrainian drone operators carried out a series of precision strikes against Russian forces in the Kharkiv region. During the operation, multiple Ural and Bukhanka transport vehicles, 2 artillery pieces, a mortar, and enemy personnel entrenched in defensive positions were successfully targeted and destroyed. The most significant strike of the day was aimed at a key Russian communications hub. An FPV drone directly hit the building used by Russian signal operators, causing a massive explosion that ripped off its roof. With their communications disrupted and transport vehicles eliminated, the enemy's coordination in the area was severely crippled. March 9, 2025, Pokrovsk. Operators from the 144th Special Operations Forces Center descend into the industrial zone, executing a high-risk mission. Moving silently behind enemy lines, they advance toward a fortified Russian position. With precision, they plant explosives and obliterate the building housing enemy troops. A drone-mounted loudspeaker broadcasts a clear message: surrender is their only option. Moments later, a white cloth appears in the window, a desperate signal from within. Four Russian soldiers cautiously step outside, gripping the cloth as they approach Ukrainian positions, hands raised in submission. Their ranks soon grow. 5 more soldiers emerge, some limping, wounded from the blast. A Ukrainian SOF operator assists the injured prisoners, guiding them over debris and obstacles. By the end of the operation, 9 enemy soldiers have surrendered, now prisoners of war. March 1st to 5th, 2025. This is a summary of the combat operations conducted by the Phoenix unit of the Pomsta Brigade, specializing in strike drones. During the operations, 5 Russian soldiers were eliminated and 5 others were wounded. Additionally, the unit successfully destroyed or disabled key enemy assets, including 2 BMP-2 infantry fighting vehicles, two BTR-82 armored personnel carriers, one MTL-B armored vehicle, two military transport vehicles, one FPV drone, one Russian UAV command center, three signal relays, one generator. These strikes crippled Russian logistics and command infrastructure in the region, limiting their ability to coordinate attacks. The destruction of the UAV command center significantly disrupted enemy reconnaissance capabilities, making Russian positions more vulnerable to further precision strikes. The dates are March 15th to 16th, 2025. Finally, we take a look at Donbas, Kherson, and Pokrovsk. These are the main areas where the Magyar Birds units have been fighting intensively. First, we are in Donbas. The results of these 2 intense days: 324 enemy targets were destroyed or neutralized. "116 enemy soldiers were eliminated. The Russians continued sending new waves of troops and equipment, but Ukrainian drone operators successfully halted their advance. Five tanks were destroyed. 81 vehicles were either destroyed or rendered unusable. However, the Russian army still has a large number of armored vehicles, so the primary focus remains on targeting enemy troops. During nighttime operations, FPV drones known as night doctors were deployed. During these missions, 79 remote mine-laying operations were conducted. 2 major enemy artillery batteries were destroyed. The 48-hour battle statistics are as follows. 1,309 FPV drone sorties were conducted. .403 FPV drones attacked enemy targets. 224 targets were eliminated by the night doctors. .579 wedding drones, small reconnaissance UAVs, were launched. .236 targets were detected and destroyed by reconnaissance drones. All these images correspond to the statistics from March 15th to 16th. In Pokrovsk, 42 enemy FPV drones were detected, 34 were shot down, achieving an 80% success rate. In Kherson, 56 FPV drones were detected, 28 were shot down, resulting in a 50% success rate. In total, 98 enemy FPV drones were intercepted, with 62 destroyed. The battles rage on, but Ukrainian forces continue to disrupt enemy advances, striking key targets and cutting off reinforcements. With precision drone strikes and coordinated attacks, every move counts. Stay tuned for more updates from the front lines.